Krishna is a Hindu deity, worshipped across many traditions of Hinduism in a variety of different perspectives. Krishna is recognized as the complete and eighth avatar of the god Vishnu, or as the supreme god in own right. Krishna is one of the most widely revered and popular of all Hindu deities. Krishna is often described and portrayed as an infant eating butter, a young boy playing a flute as in the Bhagavata Purana, a young man along with Radha, or as an elder giving direction and guidance as in the Bhagavad Gita. The stories of Krishna appear across a broad spectrum of Hindu philosophical and theological traditions. They portray him in various perspectives: a godchild, a prankster, a model lover, a divine hero, and the supreme being. The principal scriptures discussing Krishna's story are the Mahabharata, the Harivamsa, the Bhagavata Purana, and the Vishnu Purana. Worship of the deity Krishna, either in the form of deity Krishna or in the form of Vasudeva, Balakrishna or Gopala, can be traced to as early as the 4th century BC. Worship of Krishna as Svayambhagavan, or the Supreme Being, known as Krishnaism, arose in the Middle Ages in the context of the Bhakti movement. From the 10th century AD, Krishna became a favorite subject in performing arts, and regional traditions of devotion developed for forms of Krishna such as Jagannatha in Odisha, Vidobha in Maharashtra, and Srinathji in Rajasthan. Since the 1960s, the worship of Krishna has also spread in the Western world and in Africa, largely due to the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Names and epithets. The name originates from the Sanskrit word Krishna, which is primarily an adjective meaning black, dark, or dark blue. The waning moon is called Krishna Paksha, relating to the adjective meaning darkening. Sometimes it is also translated as all attractive, according to members of the Hare Krishna movement. As a name of Vishnu, Krishna is listed as the 57th name in the Vishnu Sahasranama. Based on his name, Krishna is often depicted in Murtis as black or blue-skinned. Krishna is also known by various other names, epithets and titles, which reflect his many associations and attributes. Among the most common names are Manush, attractive god; Mohan, enchanter; Govinda, finder of the cows; or Gopala, protector of the cows, which refer to Krishna's childhood in Braj. Some of the distinct names may be regionally important. For instance, Jagannatha, a popular incarnation of Puri, Odisha in eastern India. Iconography. Krishna is easily recognized by his representations, though his skin color may be depicted as black or dark in some representations, particularly in Murtis. In other images such as modern pictorial representations, Krishna is usually shown with a blue skin. He is often shown wearing a silk golden yellow dhoti and a peacock feather crown. Common depictions show him as a little boy, or as a young man in a characteristically relaxed pose, playing the flute. In this form, he usually stands with one leg bent in front of the other with a flute raised to his lips, in the Tribhanga posture, accompanied by cows, emphasizing his position as the divine herdsman, Govinda, or with the Gopas, i.e. Gopi Krishna, stealing butter from neighboring houses, i.e. Navneet Kaura, or Gokula Krishna, defeating the vicious serpent, i.e. Kaliya Damana Krishna, lifting the hill, i.e. Giridhara Krishna, so on and so forth. From his childhood, youth events. A steatite tablet unearthed from Mohenjo-daro, Larkana district, Sindh, depicting a young boy uprooting two trees from which are emerging two human figures, is an interesting archaeological find for fixing dates associated with Krishna. This image recalls the Yamalarduna episode of Bhagavata and Harivamsa Purana. In this image, the young boy is Krishna, and the two human beings emerging from the trees are the two cursed Gandharvas, identified as Nalakubara and Managriva. Dr. E.J.H. Mackay, who did the excavation at Mohenjo-daro, compares this image with the Yamalarduna episode. Professor V.S. Agrawal has also accepted this identification. Thus, it seems that the Indus Valley people knew stories related to Krishna. This lone find may not establish Krishna as contemporary with pre-Indus or Indus times, but, likewise, it cannot be ignored. The scene on the battlefield of the epic Mahabharata, notably where he addresses Pandava Prince Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, is another common subject for representation. In these popular depictions, he is shown as the charioteer in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. In Vivarupa Darshana to Arjuna, Lord Krishna resumes the role of the often with supreme gods characteristics of Hindu religious art, such as multiple arms or heads, denoting power, and with attributes of Vishnu, such as the chakra, or in his two-armed form as a charioteer. Cave paintings dated to 800 BCE in Mirzapur district, Uttar Pradesh, show raiding horse charioteers, one of whom is about to hurl a wheel, and who could potentially be identified as Krishna. Representations in temples often show Krishna as a man standing in an upright, formal pose. He may be alone, or with associated figures. His brother Balarama and sister Subhadra, or his main queens Rukmini and Satyabhama. Often, Krishna is pictured with his gopi consort Radha. Manipuri Vaishnavis do not worship Krishna alone, but as Radha Krishna, a combined image of Krishna and Radha. This is also a characteristic of the schools Rudra and Nimbaka Sampradaya, as well as that of Swaminarayan sect. The traditions celebrate Radharamana Murti, who is viewed by Gaudiyas as a form of Radha Krishna. Krishna is also depicted and worshipped as a small child, crawling on his hands and knees or dancing, often with butter or laddu in his hand, being Laddu Gopal. Regional variations in the iconography of Krishna are seen in his different forms, such as Jagannatha of Odisha, Vidobha of Maharashtra, Venkataswara in Andhra Pradesh, and Srinathja in Rajasthan. Krishna is also depicted as a newborn floating on a leaf of a banyan tree during the pralaya at the end of the Dvyapara Yuga. Scholarly account of birth and death. The date of the Kurukshetra war and the delivery of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna by Sri Krishna are supposed to be around 31-39 BCE based on the following study. According to B.V. Raman, Sri Krishna was born on the 19th of July 3228 BCE. In 2005 A.K. Bansal calculated the 21st of July 3228 BCE as the birth date of Sri Krishna, and Dr. P.V. Hole suggests the 13th of November 3143 BCE as the beginning of the Kurukshetra war. A paper presented in a conference in 2004 organized at the location of the death of Sri Krishna, which is Prabhas Patin, fixes the death of Sri Krishna on February 18, 3102 BC at the age of 125 years and 7 months. Matsya Purana mentions that he was 89 years old when the battle was fought, and Mahabharata states that Sri Krishna lived 36 years after the Kurukshetra war.